Dust, decay, secrets, the Grand Blackwood Hotel, once a beacon of opulent charm, now a decaying monument of forgotten grandeur. It stood, shrouded in an almost palpable silence, as if holding its breath, guarding the stories whispered within its walls. Renovations were underway, an attempt to breathe life back into the aging structure. But some secrets refused to stay buried. Beneath the floorboards of a forgotten room, a hidden compartment lay undisturbed. Inside, a single tarnished key rested in the darkness. Room 216. The number, barely discernible on the key's worn metal tag, sent a chill down the spine. Even after decades, the room held an almost tangible aura of unease, a silent testament to a troubled past. The workers, oblivious to the weight of their discovery, carelessly tossed the key aside, unaware that they had stumbled upon a relic, a silent witness to a long-forgotten tragedy. Little did they know, this unassuming key held the power to unlock a cold case that had haunted the city for years. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, a place where elegance once danced with mystery. In its heyday, whispers of scandalous affairs and hushed business deals swirled through its gilded halls. But beneath the veneer of glamour, darkness lurked. The year was 1984. The city held its breath as news spread of a prominent socialite vanishing without a trace. Her last known whereabouts? The Grand Blackwood Hotel. Specifically, Room 216. The woman, known for her captivating beauty and enigmatic aura, had checked in alone, her disappearance leaving a chilling void in the city's social scene. The police investigated, but the trail went cold, leaving behind unanswered questions and a lingering sense of unease. Years turned into decades. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, once a symbol of the city's vibrant spirit, slowly faded into obscurity, taking its secrets with it. Yet, within its decaying walls, the memory of the missing socialite lingered, refusing to be forgotten. The discovery of the key rekindled the embers of a cold case. A forgotten relic, unearthed after years of silence, became a beacon of hope, a potential key to unlocking the truth behind the missing socialite. Intrigued and disturbed by the key's connection to the cold case, the construction workers alerted the authorities. Detectives, their faces etched with years of experience, arrived at the scene. The weight of the case, the passage of time, did little to diminish their determination to uncover the truth. The key, now carefully bagged and tagged as evidence, became a tangible link to the past. It was a silent plea for justice, a promise whispered from the shadows of time. The detectives, armed with modern technology and a thirst for answers, vowed to bring closure to a case that had haunted the city for far too long. The key to Room 216, once lost to time, had resurfaced, ready to unlock the secrets hidden within the hotel's aging walls. The question remained, were the detectives ready to face the darkness that awaited them on the other side of that door? The Grand Blackwood Hotel stood as a monument to a bygone era, its grandeur faded, its elegance shrouded in dust and decay. Each footstep echoed through the empty halls, a stark reminder of the life that once pulsed through its veins. Detectives, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and apprehension, made their way to Room 216. The air grew heavy, the silence pressing in, amplifying every creak of the floorboards beneath their feet. The weight of the unknown hung in the air, a tangible reminder of the missing socialite and the secrets that lay hidden behind the weathered door. The detectives, veterans of countless investigations, couldn't shake the feeling that they were stepping into a story untold, a tragedy frozen in time. The key, cold and heavy in the lead detective's hand, seemed to pulse with a silent energy, urging them forward, beckoning them to unlock the secrets held captive within Room 216. Section 2, The Vanishing Act, Eleanor Vaughn. A name whispered in hushed tones, a life shrouded in mystery. She was a vision of elegance and grace, a radiant presence that captivated all who crossed her path. Her disappearance had sent shockwaves through the city's elite, leaving a trail of unanswered questions and shattered illusions. Eleanor, known for her impeccable taste and meticulous planning, would never simply vanish. Or would she? The detectives pored over the hotel registry, their fingers tracing the faded ink of Eleanor's signature. She had checked in alone, her reason for staying at the Grand Blackwood a mystery. Each detail, each clue, only deepened the enigma surrounding Eleanor's disappearance. The detectives, determined to separate fact from fiction, vowed to unravel the truth, no matter how deeply buried it may be. Section 3. Whispers of Strangeness. Interviews with former staff, now elderly and their memories clouded with time, painted a picture of Eleanor's final days at the Grand Blackwood. Whispers of strange phone calls late at night, hushed conversations overheard in the hallway, and a palpable sense of unease that seemed to cling to Eleanor in the days leading up to her disappearance. One former housekeeper recalled seeing a man visiting Eleanor's room, his face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. He had an air of authority, a quiet intensity that unnerved her. Who was this mysterious visitor? And what was his connection to Eleanor? The more the detectives learned, the more they realized that Eleanor's life was far more complex than anyone had imagined. Beneath the surface of her charmed existence lay a web of secrets, tangled relationships, and a darkness that threatened to consume her. Section 4. A room frozen in time. With a heavy click, the lock disengaged and the door to room 216 creaked open, releasing a musty, stale breath of air. The detectives, armed with flashlights and a growing sense of foreboding, stepped inside. Time seemed to stand still within those four walls, dust-covered furniture, faded floral wallpaper, and a heavy silence that hung in the air like a shroud. It was as if the room itself was holding its breath, waiting for the truth to be revealed. On the nightstand, a half-written letter penned in Eleanor's distinctive hand lay next to a silver picture frame turned face down. The detectives exchanged a knowing glance. Room 216 was no longer just a room. It was a time capsule, a silent witness to the events that transpired all those years ago. The search for answers had just begun. Days after Eleanor Vaughn's disappearance, the unthinkable happened. A maid, her face pale with horror, stumbled upon a scene that would forever scar the Grand Blackwood Hotel. Room 216, once filled with the promise of a luxurious stay, was now a gruesome tableau. The air hung heavy with the metallic scent of blood, a stark contrast to the lingering aroma of expensive perfume that clung to the curtains. The victim was indeed Eleanor Vaughn. Her lifeless eyes stared into the abyss, her elegant evening gown ripped and stained crimson. The scene whispered of a struggle, of a life taken brutally and without mercy. The city, once captivated by the mystery of Eleanor's disappearance, was now gripped by the icy hand of fear. Who could have committed such a heinous act, and why? The murder of Eleanor Vaughn sent shockwaves through the city. The newspapers were filled with lurid details of the crime, fueling a frenzy of speculation and fear. The once glamorous Grand Blackwood Hotel became synonymous with tragedy, its name forever linked to the brutal murder. The police were under immense pressure to solve the case. Every detective, every resource was thrown into the investigation. Leads were followed, suspects interrogated, but the killer seemed to have vanished into thin air. The investigation hit dead end after dead end. Witnesses offered conflicting accounts and forensic evidence proved inconclusive. The killer, it seemed, had been meticulous, leaving behind no trace of their identity. As weeks turned into months, the trail went cold. The case, once a top priority, was relegated to the cold case files, a chilling reminder of a crime that had shaken the city to its core. Years passed. The Grand Blackwood Hotel stood as a decaying reminder of its tragic past, its secrets buried beneath layers of dust and neglect. The case of Eleanor Vaughn, once a source of endless speculation, faded from public memory. But for Detective Michael Harris, the case never truly closed. He had been a rookie cop when Eleanor Vaughn was murdered. The case his first taste of the darkness that lurked beneath the city's glittering facade. The memory of her haunted him, a constant reminder of the elusive nature of justice. He revisited the case files whenever time allowed, meticulously reviewing every piece of evidence, every witness statement, searching for a clue, a connection that had been overlooked. But the killer, it seemed, had vanished without a trace, leaving behind a puzzle with missing pieces. The case of Eleanor Vaughn was a thorn in Detective Harris's side, a constant reminder of the limitations of justice. But he refused to give up hope. He knew that somewhere out there, hidden in the shadows of the past, lay the truth. Section 4. The Weight of Silence. The key to room 216 lay forgotten in an evidence box, a silent witness to a crime unsolved. It was a tangible link to the past, a reminder of the life tragically cut short and the killer who still roamed free. Eleanor Vaughn deserved justice. Her story, though silenced by time, demanded to be heard. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, with its decaying walls and haunted hallways, whispered of secrets untold, of a truth waiting to be unearthed. The discovery of the key was a beacon of hope, a chance to right a wrong buried by time. Would it be enough to break the silence, to finally unravel the mystery of room 216 and bring a killer to justice? The answer, Detective Harris believed, lay hidden somewhere within the decaying walls of the Grand Blackwood Hotel, waiting to be discovered. The key to room 216, once lost in time, was now the focal point of a reinvigorated investigation. Modern forensic science offered hope in the pursuit of justice for Eleanor Vaughn. Every groove, every scratch on the key was meticulously analyzed. Advanced imaging revealed microscopic traces of skin cells. DNA analysis held the potential to unlock secrets within those tiny fragments. The hum of machines and the glow of screens created an atmosphere of anticipation. The key, once a silent witness, was about to give up its secrets. Detectives watched intently as the DNA results appeared on the screen. A name emerged from the digital abyss, sending a jolt through the room. Section 2. Ghosts in the Machine. Robert Ronnie Miller. The name echoed through the sterile lab, a ghost from a bygone era. Ronnie Miller, a former bellhop at the Grand Blackwood Hotel, his image retrieved from faded employee records. A chill settled in the air as the detectives delved into Miller's past. His file, though thin, painted a disturbing picture. A history of violence, a volatile temper, and a connection to Eleanor Vaughn that sent shivers down their spines. Interviews with former colleagues revealed a man obsessed with the glamorous socialite, his infatuation bordering on the unhinged. But Ronnie Miller had vanished after Eleanor Vaughn's murder, disappearing into thin air, leaving behind no trace, no forwarding address, no digital footprint. He was a ghost, a whisper in the wind, a shadow that had haunted the Grand Blackwood Hotel for far too long. The detectives, armed with newfound determination, vowed to exorcise this ghost, to bring Ronnie Miller to justice and finally lay the case of Eleanor Vaughn to rest. Armed with a name, the detectives unearthed a storage locker rented under an alias, traced back to Robert Miller. The musty air hung heavy with secrets as they cracked open the lock. Inside, faded photographs of a younger Ronnie Miller, love letters addressed to "My dearest Eleanor," a testament to an unhealthy obsession. The journal, filled with Ronnie Miller's handwriting, revealed a descent into madness. His words chronicled his growing obsession with Eleanor Vaughn. The detectives knew they were one step closer to uncovering the truth. The journal held the key to unlocking the secrets of room 216. The deeper the detectives delved into Eleanor Vaughn's life, the more they realized how little they knew. Beneath the veneer of glamour and sophistication lay a web of secrets, tangled relationships, and a darkness that extended far beyond the walls of the Grand Blackwood Hotel. Interviews with Eleanor's friends and family revealed a woman leading a double life. Whispers of infidelity, hidden business dealings, and a circle of acquaintances with their own share of secrets painted a picture far more complex than the pristine image Eleanor Vaughn had presented to the world. The man in the shadows, his face obscured in the photographs found in Ronnie Miller's locker, became a person of interest. His identity, a closely guarded secret, was slowly unraveling, revealing a powerful businessman with a ruthless streak and a connection to Eleanor Vaughn that reeked of danger and deceit. As the investigation progressed, the line between victim and perpetrator blurred. The detectives, faced with a growing list of suspects and motives, began to question everything they thought they knew about the case. The hunt for Ronnie Miller intensified. The detectives, armed with decades of combined experience and a relentless pursuit of justice, followed every lead, every whisper, every shadow that might lead them to the elusive killer. They scoured the city, from its glamorous high-rises to its seedy underbelly, chasing ghosts through a maze of dead ends and false leads. Each passing day brought them closer to their target, yet he remained always out of reach, a phantom taunting them from the shadows. And then a break. A payphone call, traced to a dingy bar on the outskirts of town. The voice, raspy and laced with desperation, belonged to Ronnie Miller. He was alive, he was watching, and he was ready to break his silence. The detectives, their adrenaline surging, prepared for a confrontation, a face-to-face encounter with the ghost who had haunted them for years. The game of cat and mouse was about to reach its climax, and the truth, no matter how shocking, was about to be revealed. The air crackled with tension as Ronnie Miller, his face etched with years of hard living and haunted by the ghosts of his past, sat opposite Detective Harris. The years had weathered him, his youthful arrogance replaced by a weary resignation. His confession, delivered in a voice raspy from years of silence and cheap whiskey, unfolded like a macabre love letter. He spoke of his infatuation with Eleanor Vaughn, his words tumbling over each other in a torrent of longing and regret. He detailed their clandestine meetings, stolen moments in the shadows of Eleanor's glamorous life. His words painted a picture of a love that was never meant to be, a love poisoned by obsession and fueled by a dangerous delusion. The detectives, though repulsed by the details of his infatuation, listened intently, piecing together the fragments of a story buried beneath layers of time and deceit. Ronnie Miller, driven by a love that had morphed into a monstrous obsession, held the key to unlocking the secrets of Room 216. Ronnie Miller, a man living in the shadows of the Grand Blackwood Hotel, had become enthralled by Eleanor Vaughn's radiant beauty and unattainable world. He watched her from afar, his fascination growing with each passing day, each glimpse into her life fueling his twisted fantasies. He began leaving her gifts, small tokens at first, then increasingly extravagant offerings accompanied by letters filled with longing and veiled threats. He believed, with a certainty that bordered on madness, that she reciprocated his feelings, that their love was a forbidden secret waiting to be revealed. But Eleanor Vaughn wanted nothing to do with the obsessed bellhop. His advances were met with fear and disgust, pushing him further into a spiral of delusion and rage. On that fateful night, fueled by jealousy and a desperate need to possess her, Ronnie Miller's love story took a dark and irreversible turn. The detectives, piecing together the events of that night, felt a chill run down their spines. Ronnie Miller's confession, a chilling mix of love and madness, revealed the depths of his obsession and the tragic consequences of his unrequited love. Section 3. The Price of Obsession. The trial of Robert Ronnie Miller became a media sensation. The courtroom was packed with reporters, curious onlookers, and those who had been touched by the tragedy that had unfolded within the walls of the Grand Blackwood Hotel all those years ago. The prosecution presented a compelling case, weaving together forensic evidence, witness testimony, and the chilling words from Ronnie Miller's own journal to paint a picture of a man driven to murder by a dangerous obsession. The defense argued that Ronnie Miller was a troubled soul, a victim of his own delusions but not a cold-blooded killer. They painted a picture of a man consumed by love, a love that had tragically transformed into a destructive force. The jury, faced with the weight of evidence and the haunting story of a love gone wrong, deliberated for days. The fate of Ronnie Miller, the man who had haunted the Grand Blackwood Hotel for decades, rested in their hands. Section 4. Justice delayed, not denied. The verdict sent a collective gasp through the courtroom. Ronnie Miller, his face pale and emotionless, stood silently as the judge sentenced him to a lengthy prison term. Justice, though delayed, had finally been served. For the family and friends of Eleanor Vaughn, the verdict brought a sense of closure, a bittersweet resolution to a nightmare that had haunted them for decades. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, once a symbol of tragedy, could finally begin to shed its sinister past. And for Detective Michael Harris, the case that had defined his career, the ghost he had chased for so long, was finally laid to rest. The key to Room 216, once a symbol of a crime unsolved, now represented the triumph of perseverance and the unwavering pursuit of justice. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, its secrets revealed, stood as a testament to the enduring power of truth and the unwavering dedication of those who seek it. The echoes of the past, though faint, would forever linger within its walls, a reminder that even in the darkest corners, justice can prevail. The Grand Blackwood Hotel, once a mausoleum of secrets and sorrow, had been reborn. Fresh paint concealed the scars of the past and laughter echoed through the halls. Room 216 awaited new occupants, their dreams untainted by its history. But for those who knew, the room held a quiet power, a reminder that the past lingers. The echoes of Ronnie Miller's obsession and Eleanor Vaughn's fate whispered on the wind. The Grand Blackwood Hotel stood as a testament to the enduring nature of truth. The case of Room 216 remained a stark reminder of lingering mysteries. Section 2. The Key That Unlocks Us All. The key to Room 216, once a symbol of a crime unsolved, had become a catalyst for healing, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can emerge from the shadows. It was a reminder that every life, no matter how glamorous or ordinary, holds value. It was a testament to the enduring power of memory and the importance of seeking justice for those whose voices have been silenced. The case of Room 216 taught us that the past, while immutable, can also be a source of strength and wisdom. It showed us that even the most deeply buried secrets have a way of rising to the surface, demanding to be acknowledged, understood, and ultimately released. The key that unlocked the secrets of Room 216 resides within each of us. It is the key to empathy, to compassion, and to the unwavering belief that even in a world often shrouded in darkness, the light of truth will always find a way to shine through.